Hey y'all, welcome back to Natalia's Alchemy. I'm Natalia. So today I want to talk about something that's been looming my mind recently. How you view yourself, your perception of self versus the perception of those around you. So when I talk about that, I'm talking about like how other people view you, how they see your life, how they see your accomplishments, how they see your success, how they see your identity, basically. So if you don't know, I'm deep in identity work and just identity shifting. I have an offering on identity shifting coming out soon, but I'll talk about that later. And just the journey of conscious creation, when becoming conscious that you are manifesting 100% of the time, how do we consciously bring into our physical reality our dreams and desires, So whenever discussing that, it's important to understand identity work and self-concept, because the way you see yourself determines how life goes. The values and beliefs and identities that you hold true to you, even if they weren't your own at first, even if they were taught to you, they determine how your reality looks. So the reason I'm bringing this up is because, as I've been, doing my identity work and just embodying that version of myself that, already has my dreams and desires in their physical reality, I've noticed that people don't see me as that yet, because I don't have the tangible results. They don't see me as that person of this stature who is successful in all the things, so they still treat me as a certain type of person that I don't identify with anymore. So I know that there are some people who can relate to this, because it's frustrating really when people don't see you how you see yourself. But it's important to understand you cannot allow these people's perception of you to infiltrate your perception of self, because know that your perception of self is key. It is law. Whatever you hold true about yourself is true. So you can't allow these people with their false perception, because that's what it is. It's false because they don't truly understand or know you or understand the scope of your being. All they can see is how you show up in their reality. That's not your true self. Only you know your true self. So it's important to not allow these people's false perception of you to infiltrate your mind and poison your self-concept. Because once you start to resonate with how they see you, that's when your identity starts to deteriorate. You start to go back to those old habits and patterns. You start to show up as this version of yourself that is incomplete because you feel like their perception of you holds weight, when in reality it doesn't hold any weight. Even if they are still treating you some type of way, understand that how you feel about yourself, your self-concept, how you show up into the world, how you portray yourself is law. It's important to understand what may trigger you at times, because people's reactions or their behaviors towards us may trigger specific emotions, thoughts, or beliefs within us. That's when it's important to do your shadow work, And if you're interested in my free shadow work guidebook, I'll put it up here somewhere. You can comment or click a link somewhere. I don't know. But it's important to do that shadow work in that moment and process those emotions. It's important that you don't allow people's false perception, what they're spewing onto you, their behavior, their words of who they think you are, to get you emotionally riled up. And it's okay if it does, though, because that's when you can do your shadow work and understand what beliefs and truths that you are holding deep down within you that are reflecting in these people, because it only bothers you whenever you find some truth in it, because you have a belief that you hold that, a part of this is true. Even if it's not the whole truth, it's still, So I just really want to emphasize that to anyone who may feel alone during this process. They're shifting themselves, they're shifting their identity, but people are still, addressing them as an old version of themselves. It's important to know that your belief, your identity, who you see yourself as, is dominant. Everyone else does not matter. Everyone else does not matter. It's important to understand that they truly could never fully grasp your identity because you are only a player in their game. The same way that they are players in your game, you are only a player in their game. They can never fully understand their players because it's their game. Their game is to understand themselves. And that is also your game, to understand yourself and know who you are, because you are the one who creates your reality. So everyone else's perception of you does not matter. It doesn't matter how much, power or what status that they're at in your life. It doesn't matter. The only person whose perspective matters is yours. So see yourself as that person you're becoming. Continue to walk in that. Continue to embody that, no matter who around you tells you you should be anything differently. No matter who around you tries to nitpick at you and call you names and address you as your old being, their perception does not matter. As long as you know who you are and you hold that belief and you embody that identity, the proof is in the pudding. Your reality has no choice but to reflect. Those people will soon catch on. But that's the thing, you can't allow them to stagnate you. You have to continue to move forward, because your reality, your tangible physical reality, will soon reflect that identity that you've been embodying. So know that truth and continue to move forward, because those people have no choice but to address you as who you say you are. So stand firm in your beliefs, stand firm in your identity, stand firm in who it is that you know that you are and who it is that you know you're becoming, because that is truth. That is truth. Everyone else's perception and commentary and beliefs and whatever they're trying to push on you holds no meaning. It holds no meaning. Only you can say who it is that you are, and understand that it can be difficult at times because you might have grown up around these people, or you've been around them a long time and they've pushed these beliefs onto you about who it is that they think you are. And it's okay. It's okay to recognize that and know that you can unlearn them and you can reform new identities, new beliefs about who it is that you're becoming. So that's what I wanted to say, really. And again, your emotions are key to navigating this. Your emotions will always guide you and show you where it is that, you are doing well and where it is that you may need to do some more work to, unlearn these beliefs that they pushed onto you. So I hope this helps anyone on this journey. I wish you all well. Know that you are who you say you are. Deeply believe that and walk in that. And people have no choice but to conform to that belief. So yeah, again, link is down below for my shadow work ebook, and also look out for my new offering coming soon. It's dealing with identity shifting. It's called Identity Shifting 101. So that will be available very, very soon. But I hope you all enjoyed this video, and until I see you all again, peace and love to you all. Bye.